Welcome to Rock for a Pillow. Like, share, follow Yahshua. This is Rock for a Pillow Neighborhood. And today, the voice you're listening to is Bremen, but I'm not alone. There are other people with me, and they're going to introduce themselves. To my right, we have...
It's Derek. This is Will.
This is Kenny.
This is Autumn. I'm Melissa.
with special guests Aria and Timothy. And now, we're going to talk about mental health on the podcast. That was awesome. Okay, very good. That was really good.
Oh my goodness, that was good.
Yeah, so today, you guys, we're going to talk about mental health. The first question that I have for you all, lovely believers, is how would you all define mental health? And it doesn't have to be a clinical, Webster's dictionary. How would you all define like mental health? Or what definition have you heard about mental health?
Wait, but before that, what is the goal of this, man? Like, why are we here today?
Are we recording right now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Hey, y'all, shalom. Yeah, so the goal, right? So the goal of this is gonna be Royce Raw, I love it. The goal is gonna be to destigmatize mental health, to remove the taboo that's on the topic, and to break the silence. So that person out there who is like struggling with like dark thoughts, suicidal thoughts, can say, wow, like I can actually talk about this and feel comfortable talking about it. So that, my friend, is gonna be the goal.
Bet.
Yeah. Yes.
So what was the question again?
Yeah, so the question, it simply is, how would you all define mental health? Or what are the definitions that you heard about mental health?
I would say it's not the lack of like sadness or depression. I would say it's the healthy coping or dealing with it in a healthy way.
I like that. I like that.
Like, I remember when I first read the Bible, the scriptures in Proverbs that said like the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning. That really stood out to me. In the heart of the fool is in the house of mirth.
Yeah. Shlomo. Yep. Ecclesiastes. Yeah.
So that kind of made me think twice. Like, okay, it's okay and sometimes even better to be sad.
Yeah. That's a good take on it. I mean, I should have said like happy are those who mourn, for they will be comforted.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Okay, very good. Okay.
You got the old and the new.
Yes. Oh yes, whole Bible believers for sure. Does anybody else have any definition circling that they heard about mental health? I have one.
What is it?
Okay, for sure. Well, so mental health basically and so this like a clinical definition of it. It's basically one's psychological, emotional well-being. So like your mood, your thoughts, your thought life, what you're thinking about, and your overall emotional welfare, right? So with that said, I want to ask about this now. And all you guys like experience. We all come from different walks of life. I'm a Watchtower kid. Most everybody here came from like a Christian, Christian background. Mm-hmm. Have you all ever heard a sermon or a talk, or from the pulpit, directly about mental health?
I don't think I've ever heard it.
Never heard it?
I don't think I've ever heard it.
Never.
No, I don't think so.
I've heard something about depression.
It's more...
Really? Like a whole talk about depression?
It's more,
No, I don't think so.
From the...
just dealing with
Oh, okay.
Yeah, from
depression
from the pulpit, I more so heard, if you truly believe, then you shouldn't be feeling any of that. You shouldn't be going through any sorts of depression at all. Yes. That's what I more so heard.
That's the
and it's like in a sentence, and that's it.
Yeah, it's not like a whole...
And they're mad at you for feeling the way you feel.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, go ahead, Melissa.
So shaming.
Yeah.
Oh no, I have seen some talk about overcoming anxiety and things of fear and depression.
Oh, okay. So
there are some people.
Oh, okay.
But usually it's linked to the way I've heard is linked to a lack of faith. If you're
Yeah.
depressed,
Yeah.
you don't have joy or
Yeah.
you don't have faith.
It's like this. It's like, don't you read the word? If you
Right.
read the
It's just
word,
like-
then you if you read the word, you shouldn't be depressed at all. Like, duh.
Right, puppies and rainbows, you know. Yeah,
It's more like giving solution
Yeah.
instead of like delving into the reason why, what
Yeah.
the cause,
So yeah, the inner workings.
and
of
then
the-
give the solution, but just
Yeah.
provide a solution might not help.
It's kind of like eat healthy. You know, you need to eat all the food categories. Like,
Right.
oh,
But,
yeah,
yeah,
food pyramid,
which one to
right.
take?
Which one to take?
Yeah, how to take,
How to take?
right?
When should I eat it?
How late should I eat it? Wow. Okay. So nobody can you, so have you heard like a talk about like from the pulpit directly about mental health?
No, not directly, but there's a lot of talk about like fear and anxiety, which
Okay,
is a,
for sure.
which is a a section of mental health
Definitely.
that I think is covered pretty well.
Yeah. Okay, for sure. Yeah. Because like for me, growing up, growing up like going to the Kingdom Hall, I never heard one. Like I never heard her talk about it. I was like researching it out. Now the Watchtower Canon, like they do have like articles about it, and they do have like different like Bible verses here and there like talking about it. But as far as like when I go to the conventions like in like Ohio and like Chicago, there was never a like an elder who would like talk about well if you're feeling down then this is what you do for your mental health. So I never heard that. So it's very interesting to hear you guys like say some have heard it, some have not. Have heard about the mental health talk been discussed from the pulpit. That's very interesting. Do you think like for those who haven't heard it, do you think it's a generational thing? Because now like when I was looking it up on YouTube, it looks like our generation like we're more apt to talk about it versus like baby boomers and people who come before them. So like is it a generational thing that's causing the silence to surround mental health or not?
That made me wonder why. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the statistics, right? The percentage of people who in our generation getting mental health problem,
Right.
compared to the people like the baby boomers.
Yeah.
Like I wonder what could be the reason for
Yeah.
If the show Sopranos is any like actual
Any indication?
any indicators, I would say yes. If anybody doesn't know, there's
It's a mobster show. It's like
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and he goes to a shrink, and he keeps it a secret because he doesn't want anyone to find out. Because
Right.
in his crowd, it'd
Oh.
be a sign of weakness.
Yeah.
Was that what
Yeah,
The Sopranos was all around? Him going to a shrink and him saying everything that happened.
Pretty much, yeah.
What? I never really watched it. I just remember him always being in that office with the lady saying, I'll kill you. You say something. I never knew that's what it was around.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But-
So no. Go ahead. Dude, go ahead.
But I would say that's a great parallel for mental health with inside of the church. It's the Sopranos. It's one person going, and it's like this. If you say something, I will kill you. It's like this. Go back to them. Oh, hallelujah! It's great. Hallelujah. I don't know what's going on.
You're right. Yeah, like I mean, that is just a pop culture definitely pushed that rhetoric of if you're a real man, if you're macho,
Yeah.
if you're a then you don't go to talk about your feelings because men don't talk about their feelings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a great point. Kids, don't watch the show though.
Yeah, don't watch.
May not be good for your mental health.
See, the problem, maybe I'm thinking, could the increase of the mental health issue is a result of the invention of TV
Yeah.
or
Interesting.
internet. Internet
Yeah.
stuff. Right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So you saying
Maybe.
Different aspects of society have created like
Exactly,
environments
yeah.
for people to, I guess, have more problems. But it's like we're the ones that would talk about it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baby boomers had their problems, but maybe I don't know if it was as
They didn't have a TV,
They didn't have
so
TV.
So they
Yeah, true.
they talk
Yeah.
about it
No,
all the
on
time
Facebook for
with
baby
their
boomers
you know
anymore.
with family,
Yeah.
but we don't.
Yeah, because I don't know I don't know what age we were, but when hopefully everybody got to experience this that listens to this, but when the power grid went out, I don't know, was it around the country or was it just in Michigan?
It was
No, I
like
think it was
New
like-
England. It was like a quarter of the country.
It was a quarter of the country when the power grid went down.
Yeah.
Okay.
That everybody went, to Will's point about TV, at that point everybody came out the house again. I think we're people,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
we're people, like the Father's designed us for community. Even the Father himself was like he didn't want to be alone, so he created creation. So it's like in that it's like we're meant for community. And when that power grid went out, everybody came outside. It seemed like everybody was just so much lighter, so much
Yeah.
happier, like
That's right.
so much more like, oh, come to my house, we're cooking.
Yeah.
When they saw people again, but as soon as that power went back on, everybody disappeared.
Yeah, it was like-
Everybody went in their house and was just like this. Yeah, that was the best time ever. It was so great. It was so great.
Oh yeah.
See you next year.
See you next year. I was like, this all power grid, please.
right. You're like, man, like, yeah, but you're right, man. Like community. Like, I think for us, you all make great points. Like technology, baby boomers did not have to deal with like cyberbullying, you know, and like I like we are more accessible now too. Like you can like text me, Facebook me, Twitter me, Instagram me, like Periscope me, Skype me, message like all this type of stuff to get in contact with me. And then also like we have with social media, I think that there's definitely a dopamine rush that happens when like you like get a like and you get more likes and more likes and more likes. And like when you post something, you know, and like due to, you know, the algorithm or what may have you, and like when you don't get those likes, like man, like okay, like what happened to my clout? Like what
Right,
happened?
yes,
And like that can like kind of like, you know, like play tricks on the mind too.
Yeah, and I completely agree with that because, you know, I've been meditating on that. For me, it's like, I mean, I get addicted to YouTube. You know, like
me too.
I have
Hours.
I've gotten mad at I haven't did it in like a year or two, but I've gotten mad at myself because I have literally watched YouTube for 18 hours straight. Like I'm not even like maybe 15.
Man.
Maybe 18 is an exaggeration. Maybe
I'm gonna be up there too. Though.
Maybe-
Do you have a life, bro?
Maybe I mean, I had nothing to do. And it was something. It was just more interesting stuff again and again and again. I was like this. It was just like, oh my gosh, this is just so interesting. I never. But then I started thinking about it. I think, you know, like I have, you know, everybody plants seeds inside of you, and somebody plants a seed of like how the Father says, "Be still and know that I am." You know what I'm saying? And I think a part of our development and growth, even with plants, you know, like bees don't always go there and take their nectar. So they have to take time to grow. Like, you know, there's a time period of growth.
Yes.
Is that I think being honest with myself, in my not knowing what to do sometimes, it's easier to put a filler in there. And the filler is social media. So I think in our growth, there's a lot of times that we don't know what. It's like this, well, I feel like I've done everything I could, and then there's some things that I can't do, that I don't know what to do, so I'm going to use this social media filler, where before TV, that filler was just, I mean, unless you're going out to the skate ring, unless you're going to the skate ring, which is going to take some time. You know, unless you read a book, which is going to take some time.
That's right.
You still have to sit with yourself, you know what I'm saying? To a larger degree than what we have to do now.
Yeah, you're right. Like, social media, man. Like for me, I would venture out to say this, you know, and this may sound radical. I think that families back then, were spent way more time together. Cause man, we have like technology, and you have your room and like your brother's room and your sister's room. Like when we have a laptop, you have the World Wide Web, so you have the whole world to your fingertips.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, like back then they didn't have, you know, like smartphones and laptops and like selfie sticks and stuff like that. So they, you know what I mean? So like all they had were like each like they depended on each other for like entertainment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
So like now with us, like, oh, you know, if I want to be like you know like if I want to be amused, let me just go on YouTube.
Yeah.
And just you know just put some comedy stuff in there and just look it up.
That's right.
But yeah, but I think that you know like technology like with us. And look, I'm not saying that technology is a
It's
bad
bad,
thing
yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
You know, like, but it's like how much time do we devote to it?
Right.
And like how does that like you know change our mood?
Yeah.
Like how we, because like if I'm just basing my whole self-worth on like you know a couple likes,
Yeah.
then like yeah, you know like that may not be the most healthiest thing to do. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yep.
But yeah, man.
I think
go
it
ahead.
has a lot to do. You know, the rise of mental health issues has a lot to do with the rise of office jobs and sedentary lifestyles.
Dang, that's very true.
Cubicle
Yeah,
life?
I would agree with that in a heartbeat.
Hashtag
Yeah.
cubicle life. Okay.
Talking about my job.
Yeah. Engineering money. That engineering money.
Oh,
If you
don't let everybody know.
Money. Got no money, bro.
That's the
Check-
upside
I'm
of a
sorry,
manual
check-
labor job. It's like, I mean, there's all kinds of science about
Yeah, I think.
endorphins and all that.
Yeah, I would say like the corporate office is one of the most unhealthy, unnatural environments. You know
yeah,
what
I
I'm saying?
feel it, bro.
You feel it?
Isolated 8 hours.
You know, it's like but on top of that, you can't express yourself. You can't.
That's right. Yeah.
It's like this, and then if you have an issue, you can't even.
Vocalize.
HR is like is a nice fairy tale. You know, it doesn't. You know,
they're in HR land.
HR land. You know, it sounds nice, but it doesn't really do anything. And then it's like, it's crazy. It's just not like to Kenny's point, it's not healthy.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, okay, man. Yeah,
That's why people are like on treadmills at their desks nowadays.
Yeah.
Because it's for real. It's like a real serious need. Like,
Yeah.
You need to do something crazy like that.
well, this is a bonus question. Well, do you have a treadmill at your desk?
Well, I wish I have.
Okay.
I wish my company can afford that for each employee.
Yeah. Oh, man. That
That way I don't need to go to the gym.
The next question that I have about like mental health. Do you guys think as believers in the body following Yeshua, do you guys think that we or like other generation, do we promote a culture of perfectionism? Like you have to be perfect. And does that like contribute to like silencing the conversation about talking about, you know, anxiety, depression, mental health, mood, stuff like that? Do we push you know, you gotta be perfect?
Yeah, I think it's definitely pushed. I don't know in the believer community if that's put. Well, that's I would think I'm lying right now, but I would definitely think some people in the believer community want to say like this. I got the perfect faith.
Yeah.
I know perfectly everything.
But the problem is when we say we have perfect, we are perfect as something, but is that really mean we are perfect? When
Right.
we actually said that, right? That's
Exhibit A.
I think
we
that people are okay with not being perfect, but they only want small problems. You know, it's
Good
like
point. Good point.
you know, like they say like, oh, I didn't,
yeah.
or like I told a white lie to my kids, and I felt you know convicted about it, or something. It's like, but if they have like an addiction or something, then that's they feel shame.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
You know,
That's a great point.
So it's like if it's
Or
like
you
a
said that.
deeper problem. Yeah,
it's a
I
deeper
agree
problem.
with that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Real true. You're like go
Oh, I think you know, you just using the word perfect is not really like, you know, I don't think that's a kosher word to use the perfect.
Oh, okay, for sure.
No, I'm saying that, you know,
Bring the kosher salt, man.
I mean, like,
sprinkle it on there.
no, the thing is, if we try to be perfect, if we try to use that word as like goal for our life, like it doesn't matter which field, work or you know, just any field you are in, you're trying to be perfect. It is not really positive. Like, you know, it's It's like
They're
adding.
put out some what's that?
What is that?
Himalayan pink sauce,
Pink sauce.
with the kosher certified label.
Oh, there we go. Yes, because this is a kosher conversation.
Anyway, so
You won't.
I think when we're trying to be perfect, it adds a lot of pressure onto us,
Definitely.
and that might be causing our mental health too.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
So
Yeah, like for me, like growing now, I will give the body in credit for this. Like, I believe that the body of Yeshua, they are good at being like for the most part being transparent. When I was going to the Watchtower Society, like I really got this idea that like nobody had any problems. Like it was sunshine, cotton candy, and rainbows. And they were like almost like human robots almost.
Yeah.
And so when I thought I wasn't measuring up to that perfect standard, I was like, okay, like, well, maybe I'm off.
Yeah.
Because hey, they're conducting 5 Bible studies a month. They're out there in field service, like racking up 50+ hours, like knocking on doors. And they're like, they have aspirations to go to Bethel and go around the world and build plant kingdom halls around the world. So there was definitely that picture of like, okay, like you got to be perfect.
Yeah.
But as you say, like that, I don't think that we're going to be perfect
You're right.
on this side.
Exactly.
Yeah. But we was crazy, and I could be wrong about this completely. But I think the idea of perfectionism comes from the Bible. In the sense of be perfect as I am perfect.
That scripture rocks my world. Like I'm like,
even though that's not what that means.
Yeah, good dude. Yeah,
it's not what it means, but in the context, we are a biblically based culture, and it's like it comes from everything starts from the church in the United States, for the most part.
Yeah.
So, but so it's like it comes from the idea of like being perfect, like the church, like. I didn't grow up Jehovah's Witness at all, but you did, and I was around some J-Dubs.
Yo, yeah, we were.
They really do come off as everything.
That's not even half of it.
Everything is everything in my life is okay, and then you learn what job they do or what they're doing, and they're like, that's really not that good, but they seem like, oh yes, we're going to convention, and we can't wait. It's gonna be awesome convention.
Yeah,
but it is a mind loop.
Yeah, like conventions, man, like conventions were where I saw like just like myriads of like different witnesses come from all around the world, and like they all seem to have it all together.
Yeah,
and I was like, wow. So everybody here is like it's like they've made it essentially. I'm like, man. So the question was about like perfection. Like, do you think, Autumn, that we push a culture of like, okay, you have to be perfect as
people
a
in general? When you say we,
yeah, like do you think like so if I open it up, like we, the church, the body, do we push that culture of like, okay, like, I mean, after all, the Messiah said, be perfect.
Not so much perfection, but it's like people know that they have issues, but they're just kind of blanketed. We don't talk about like how they get to it. I don't know. There's so much like nothing's wrong with you, but like we know, but we're not going to talk about it.
Okay, so we're a bunch of good actors. Okay, we are like for me, see, this is why I love like our generation, like especially like Timothy's generation, like Generation Z, because dude, like they see past the veil of like religion. They peek behind and like they see the hypocrisy of it all. Like every time I talk to like somebody who's like younger than me, like I ask them all the time, like I'm like, do you go to church? They're like they like kind of like twist their face like church, like I'm like, wow, like you, they're like no, like it's like they don't want to do the whole, you know,
Okey-doke.
yeah, like they want to like a real spiritual, intimate connection with the Father, and like they're totally seeing past the whole, you know, like, oh, like, well, let me hide my problems because if
I think what you're saying, like, that's why our generation is burned because they got caught in the okie doke when they wanted the spiritual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I was doing a JW okie doke for sure. Okay. Well, this is a good one. Read my own handwriting. The next question is, why do you guys think that there is a stigma attached to mental health? Because
Stigma.
if like a shameful. Derek is explaining to Will what stigma means. Stigma basically means, you know, like something bad. They're having a side conversation, so we're gonna but yeah. So like why do you guys think that there's a shameful label connected to mental health within the body? Because I mean, you can talk about physical health and like people say, oh, you know, go to the doctor.
I think people don't like want other people thinking like they're crazy. Or they're struggling with something.
Right.
Or they're in pain.
Because if your faith is strong and like, you know, and like you pray every day, you read the Bible every day, then you should be okay mentally, right? So that's the whole message behind.
Or some places don't really let an outlet for it.
And you gotta put on a good face for the outside world.
Yeah.
To draw in more tide payers.
Dang.
I can't walk around depressed, man. You're right. Yeah.
So,
true.
It's not attractive.
No, it's not.
Yeah, well, I would say, you know, Kenny and Will have to correct me because I'm about to say a big statement right now.
Okay.
And you know what? Let me think about it.
Okay, no problem. But I think that there is a stigma surrounding mental health because when you like talk about like the mind and like your mental healthiness, like people for the most part the popular rhetoric out there is like, oh, you know what, you can pray it away. You know, like you can like we're gonna, you know, get together, surround you, lean hands on you, and like I don't think there's anything wrong with that like at all. Like prayer should definitely be prayer should be an instrumental part in a believer in like somebody who's following the Messiah anyway. But like I think that as far as like going to see a quote unquote shrink or going to see somebody who's like doing therapy. I think that the people, it may be tied to so the people who like created like psychotherapy were predominantly Jewish people. And like
why is that?
You know, like Sigmund Freud, you know, was you know, quote unquote Jewish. So and like he was hilarious. You know, like he, you know, quote unquote Jewish. So like he's the father of, you know, like psychoanalysis. Yeah. And so like but the thing about him though, he was famously atheistic. So and also like the people who followed him and like following that line of like psychoanalysis, you know, analyzing the mind as well.
Yeah. No.
Oh yeah. So like he. So there's a connection between, okay, if I go this route to go talk to people, talk to these secular therapists who are not following the God that I believe, then it's like, oh well, like you must not. Are you doubting the healing of our Creator? Like, does that make any sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I've felt that way myself because coming from an atheist background, that was like one of the natural progressions in my like academics is to go from like philosophy to then like psychology. They're closely intertwined. In philosophy, there's a lot of atheism in philosophy, and psychology as well.
Yeah.
And so when I came out of atheism, then I kind of wanted to distance myself as far as I could
Yeah.
from that kind of thing.
Wow.
Not so much philosophy because, having a knowledge of philosophy, I could, talk on a level playing field with somebody, who wants to know. But
Yeah.
But yeah, the psychology thing, I think it's just it's like a herd mentality. I think there's some kind of spiritual connection there because, if you're like a hardcore atheist, you probably are into psychology too.
Yeah.
So it's like
manipulation.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, you want to say something about that?
I just got a question, like, because I never really like study or research about the population or the percentage of the mental health issue problem, like the people who have that problem, like between the Western world and the Eastern world. Like it seems to me that from my observation, right, living in America, I realize there are lots of people who have mental health here than elsewhere.
Right.
Like for instance, like in China, when I was living there, I rarely hear people talking about mental health.
Really?
Like it's like I don't really see many people have mental health, to be honest.
Is like therapy a big thing in China?
Well, not like psychologists, like people don't really go to a psychiatrist or psychologist, whichever you go. It sometimes confuse me.
You nailed it.
But it's not really like a thing like people talk about it. I didn't even like realize it.
Wow.
So, but here, of course, I heard that word from Western TV shows.
Right.
Oh wow.
Friends.
From the Growing Pain, the father of the family is a psychiatrist, right?
Oh yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, so that's how I found about what people have mental health and go to a psychiatrist.
Right.
But it's it's pretty interesting.
So like. Okay.
Yeah, so because to my point earlier, like one thing I wanted to throw out there because Will's like touching on it. It seems like in Eastern culture, it's like when it comes to things of mental health, it's not so much even addressed. It's more like this, you just keep living. You know, it's like
keep on living. Yeah.
Keep on living. It's like what there's no time to delve into this. You have a job to do.
Yeah.
Do your job. Let's not.
Right.
We're not going to talk about any of this. I think in Black United States culture, I'm going to say a big statement. This talking for all Black people in one statement. I feel that slavery and distrust with the medical industry
definitely
stops people from wanting to talk to somebody because it's like this. Well, what are you going to do to me? Are you going to take this away from me? Are you going to take away my life? You know. I don't know. All you got to do is sign a few papers and say that I'm crazy, and then you can send me into a hospital for the rest of my life.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Then I'd be tested and drugged, and then I never go back to my family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, there's a long
Definitely
track record, like Tuskegee Airmen and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But even past that is like this of science or psychologists or the shrink.
Yeah.
Trapping you in a way where you can't get out. I think now this is where I need Kenny to correct me and talk for all white people across the whole United States.
Talk for all women.
Okay, is that white people actually embrace psychologists? It's actually not even that big of a. It's not that bad of a thing. It's like you have a counselor. It's not big.
And you know what's crazy?
I'd say that's true.
Is
for
that
the most
true?
part, yeah.
Like for me, like whenever I heard therapy, I always thought therapy was a privileged thing.
For real?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's expensive.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
It is.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm like,
that's how they make a lot of money.
Right. Silence is cheaper.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's why, I was saying the thing with like philosophy and psychology, like if someone's a philosophy major,
cheaper.
they're not going to make a lot of money in a career, but you could be a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
And be pretty much a philosopher, but you're making way more money.
Way more money.
Man, way more bank.
Yeah, but okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah, but you like for me, like going to see a therapist, fortunately, so I went to therapy.
Yeah. How many out of everybody here has went to therapy at one time?
What?
So
what?
5. Wait.
Oh, y'all gotta talk about that. Let me back up. Wait a minute.
Is that 6?
Did you raise your hand?
Yeah, it is. Is it 5 out of 6?
5
You
out of 6.
seen the therapist?
It's 5
Yeah,
out of
yeah,
6.
of course.
Okay. Well, okay.
Yeah, she
Rich.
Yeah, that's rich.
Here's your couch.
Oh my goodness, dog.
Here's the therapist.
Ready, but that was
So I want to go around the room. So like, what was your therapeutic experience like? Whoever wants to go first can go ahead, jump on in there.
I can go first. I think finding a therapist or finding a counselor would not is kind of like dating, which people are not going to tell you. Everybody that you're talking to is not going to be good. Like, you know, because lo and behold, a lot of therapists and counselors are not healthy. You know, they're not healthy people. It's like somebody can't get you. It's kind of like take the plank out of your own eye before you take it out of your neighbor's. A lot of them haven't taken the plank out of their own eye, but they did the degree. They went to school. They have the paper. They can bill your insurance. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they're not fully healthy. So, or at least healthy enough to get you out where you need to. So it was like a matching. So I found like there's been people that have helped me like for like a certain amount of time to a certain place, and then there's people that have helped me a little bit further, and you know, and it's crazy the people who, you know, it's like some people weren't spiritually connected at all, like I mean, like, you know, but and they did help in a degree,
Right.
But there were some that they were on their own journey of spirituality, but they can help me with a different truth. It's like the Father's wisdom is all throughout the earth. You know, they just have a piece of it that they're able to convey to you. So So I mean, it benefited me. I mean, I started when my parents got divorced. You know what I'm saying? Anymore, so you know, but that's all right.
Like, can I ask?
Oh, and my mom's a therapist.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Shalom,
Elizabeth. You know, I mean, I got therapy all day.
Okay, very cool. So what did you go see a therapist? No?
I never in my life.
Oh, okay, yes. I mean, you know, okay. Kenny,
I didn't even know that.
I did. And it's an interesting story. That's one of the reasons why I kind of distanced myself from the whole field of psychology after becoming a believer. Is shortly before I became a believer, when I was kind of questioning my whole worldview and trying to figure things out, I went to a therapist and they tried to get me to do meditation. They started talking about chakras. They basically tried to convert me to Buddhism. And the thought in my head was and they did some very helpful things. It was that guy that definitely made me realize that I needed to quit drinking. Because after they make you catalog all of the stuff that you've done, and so once I say that out loud, and then he asked me do you think that this is a problem? And I was like, yeah, this is actually a problem. So that part was definitely beneficial and something I needed, but it really rubbed me the wrong way, the whole him trying to get me to do Eastern meditation. And I remember thinking to myself this is not the God of my fathers. What is this strange God?
This is hilarious.
And so I stopped going to him for that reason.
That's hilarious, bro.
Man, low-key Buddhist conversion. So you mentioned you saw a therapist.
Or no, maybe not Buddha. It might have been Hinduism. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't blame on
Even more idols. Even more idols. You mentioned you went to a therapist.
I've talked to someone, and my experience was more of a kind of a very reflective thing. So it was just a lot of questions, I guess, about how I grew up and how I was raised, and then it was just kind of really looking at a lot of my motives and I guess habits I had in my own life, but then looking at the real reasons behind them. It was very very reflective.
Okay, very cool. Okay, so checking so unpacking your why okay, so why does Autumn do this, that, and the third? Okay, very good. Well, Melissa.
Okay.
So you mentioned that you went to go see a therapist as well. So how was that experience like? Okay. So your mom forced you to go see a therapist. So you were under duress. What was that whole therapeutic experience like?
I don't exactly remember that much. I saw a couple different therapists. But
Okay.
A lot of times I didn't really want to talk to them, and then sometimes I didn't find them helpful. And I noticed, like, actually, when I look back, I felt like they were more so just trying to like push medication
Oh, really?
than like
Big pharma strikes
That was the
again.
other thing that bugged me.
you know
Big pharma
actually
strikes
help.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it did help to have someone to talk to and stuff because I did deal with depression and a lot of things.
Right.
But I remember one time when I didn't want to take like the medication or whatever they were giving me anymore
Yeah.
because I felt better off of it. The
That's
therapist I was seeing at the time was like, "Well, I'm not gonna see you until you take the medication."
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm
Yeah.
good.
Wow.
And you know, actually,
Did
after
y'all meet in a Rite Aid? Like, what was that?
when
Dang.
I started taking my walk, when I started
CVS?
taking my walk with God, like seriously, I felt more healed
Oh.
in certain places
Okay.
than seeing a therapist.
Now you know what, Melissa. Now that is a beautiful segue into the next question. Before I go to the next question, so really quick, I have gone to see a therapist for the first time. I got connected to a therapist through Jubilee. Who,
For real? Get out of here, bro.
Okay.
Yo, that's crazy, bro.
through Jubilee. So she had texted me the card, and this is the card right here. So yeah, you go ahead. Take a gander. So, oh my god. So, and Derek has left the room. He's pacing.
They wrote the cell number on the card.
Oh yeah.
It's like the office number. Oh wait, let me write my cell.
Yeah, you know, so
that's crazy.
She has great penmanship. Yep. So Ariana sent her the card. She sent me the card, and so that's how I. Yeah, it's crazy. So that's how.
Oh my god, bro.
That's how I got linked up.
I know so much. so much more than
Her so her name is Monica Carrington. Hey! Man, look at that.
It runs in the family, though.
So let's talk about your problem.
Yeah.
So I went to go see the therapist. And you know her?
Oh.
Okay. Well, okay. So I went to go. Okay. Yeah. So I went to go see her.
Crazy.
And I just want to say that I love psychotherapy, man. Like now granted, I'm going to go again. I was so naive that like I thought that I could go one time and just be done with it. Like here we go, it's done. Check it off the bucket list. And so I was there and I wanna apologize to Monica. So I talked for like 90 minutes. She asked I think she asked questions.
Yeah.
Basically I witnessed to her basically. For the most part. Because she asked me about my childhood. She's like, well, tell me about your childhood. You raising, so the watchtower, inevitably it came up.
Yeah.
So I was talking about that. But it was to have somebody who, even though they're being paid, to give you their undivided attention for like 60 plus minutes, they're not checking the phone like, oh yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Like they're not like, I don't know, doing whatever. But they are just like it's like you are the most important person in the world, like in that moment. And so like it feels so good to just like to kind of like walk through my childhood a bit, and just like relive the good memories, the bad, the neutral, and then the watchtower, me exiting it. So I love psycho talk therapy. Like so thank you for Monica, fantastic, Jubilee, Ariana for sure. Yes, so yeah, and she was like when I walked in, because there are like a bunch of stereotypes connected with therapy. Like so I was thinking that okay, like she's gonna show me the ink blot, the whole test.
Oh,
ink
that.
Blot, do you see a butterfly? Or do you see a squirrel? Like I thought she was gonna do that. But no, but like and she said that every this could be a misquote, but like everybody who she's seen thus far, they've cried. I didn't cry. So I was, you know, so yeah, but I'm definitely going again. She's psycho talk therapy was phenomenal. Yes.
If I could just input this in there too, it's
Please
like
do,
if even from all of us saying like that's 5 out of 6,
Yeah.
and it seems like the only reason why Will hasn't went yet, well, maybe
I don't think I will go.
Okay, I don't think he will. Maybe, but it's because he was from another country.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is that what was I gonna say? The thing is, you know, the foundation of the person, like that is so beneficial. If it's like they don't need to say the Bible. What you'll see is that they don't need to say the Bible in every statement that they say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but their foundation tells you that you're going to be protected in what you do here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
So just be a little of that. And if they're not happy in their life, they're not going to guide you to that. They're going to, you know, so you can even ask the question of what you want, like whatever you want. Like if you want to be in a happy relationship, ask them. You can ask them like, "Are you in a happy relationship?"
Yeah.
You can. You
have that liberty to ask.
You have that liberty to ask them and to interview whoever you decide to talk to.
Yes.
It could be a therapist, counselor, or a coach. All right, keep going.
Elevate my life.
Hey, okay.
All right, so harping off of Melissa's, you know, talking about, so your therapist tried to basically, you know, like prescribe you drugs. So that goes into the next question. As believers in Yeshua, is it kosher for us to take drugs for, like, you know, if we're like to take antidepressants, to take uppers, to you know, to shoot those dark thoughts, to shoot that black cloud in our life? Is it kosher for us to take drugs, antidepressants, uppers,
Uppers, downers.
to feel better?
I don't.
You go ahead.
I feel like this is a hard conversation only because I know someone, you know, that was in a very hard time and they took it one time.
Yeah.
Snapped right back into who they were.
Really?
Yes. It was like, but it was in a state of like serious, like
desperation.
Lost it. Like,
okay.
Like completely lost it and they snapped back.
Right.
You know, I think, so then I say, well, to your question, it worked for somebody, you know.
Right.
You know, but I think that can't be what you use to, if it don't got no poke in it.
I was gonna
and
say.
and if it's used to get you back, like, that's not your answer. A lot of the therapists, they'll say like, oh, take this for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
You know, it should be just
a crutch.
It can't be a crutch. You have to deal with the truth in your life. If you don't deal with that truth in your life, no matter how many drugs you take, even look at people who smoke weed. They smoke it all the time because you know that pain is always there. You know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something along those lines. Like, I used to be and still am opposed to pharmaceuticals in general.
Okay.
And I used to be like way extreme about it, like no drugs at all whatsoever. Like,
right.
Like if I
natural,
all natural. Like,
okay.
Like if I am getting surgery, I'm doing it on moonshine awake. And then I thought, you know what? That's ridiculous. If I like get in a car accident and I need surgery, I would let them put me under.
Yeah.
And that's drugs. That's pharmaceutical drugs. So there is, you know, extreme circumstances where they're necessary. Yeah. But I do have a bit of a testimony about psychotropic. Is that
psychotropic? Yes, that's what I wrote here.
Pronunciation.
Yeah. Way to go, King.
Psychotropic drugs. When I went to see that guy, he was a psychologist, and so he made his recommendation to the psychiatrist for me to get my prescription of antidepressants. And so I went to the appointment at the psychiatrist, and that was a really, like, I thank Yah that he gave me spiritual eyes to see at the time when I was still an unbeliever, because I saw right through it. It was like a whole, like, it was a vibe out of like a horror movie. Or no, not a horror movie. It was like, it was like a movie, but like you could tell like the guy was evil behind it. Like the whole setting was like, and then his tone of voice, he was like, he's like, Kenny, nobody deserves to feel like this. Just take these, you know. And it was like I was in and out of there in 5 minutes. Like he just like I was in the waiting room, and then I went into his office, and he was just like he looked over the recommendation from the psychologist. He's like, okay, yep. So I'm gonna prescribe you this, and then he said his thing about that, and then I was like, I left like knowing for sure beyond a shadow of doubt I was never gonna get that script filled. But
you went from the script to the scriptures.
But my family was concerned for me, and so they were bugging me to fill the script, and they were saying all the same things, like, you know, oh, it's only for a small amount of time until you get back to normal,
right?
And you know, I don't want to compare my problems to anyone else, you know, but like I felt like, you know, like this isn't so bad that I can't just get over it myself, you know, like. I had enough faith to think that it was gonna pass.
Yeah.
You know, so but what I want to say is I believe in my heart of hearts that if I would have taken those drugs, I would still be on them to this day. For sure.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I really don't I think that was like a pivotal moment.
Yeah. And let me just click, the person, they had a crazy moment. Like it was like lost. Like they were out of it, you know.
Right.
So like Kenny was still there. Like Kenny knew who he was. He was like, nah. This was at a extreme case, you know.
Right. Yeah. Extreme case.
Yeah. So I like that we both had similar ones because my example, you know, highlights how they're overprescribed.
Yeah, they are.
And Derek's, you know, shows that you can't go too far extreme to the other end because they can't be useful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I heard some people like they actually have like brain imbalances.
Yeah, right. You have to, so like, would you? And you know what, man? That's another good segue. So like, okay, for me, if I can chime in, like, as far as taking like psychotropic drugs, like prescription drugs, I definitely agree that, you know, that like I think it's situational too. But like I also think, because like when I think about it, you know, and like this, like these are like may not be the most equal thing, but like when Timothy had a tummy ache, not that Timothy, but when I was like when Shaul's disciple Timothy, when we had a tummy when he had a tummy ache, Shaul said, you know, he said like, you know, drink a little wine to kind of self-medicate. Now I don't think that's the same thing. Like back then, you know, the most advanced medicine they had was like you know, oil and wine. You know, so for the go ahead.
I don't know about that. But keep going.
Okay.
Salve.
Oh yeah.
I think they were pretty advanced. I think they were pretty advanced.
Yeah. They were. Hey, look.
It's fascinating if you look at folk medicine of the past. It's fascinating how complicated some of it is.
Yeah, like it's not like I think they're pretty like. You know, it's probably more advanced.
You guys need to study ancient Chinese medicines. Find out about that.
Like, well, you know, even with that in ancient, like, and I was about to say in ancient China, but in China, like, isn't there people on the street and stuff like that they'll help you, like, if you without the
I mean, and stuff. We actually do have that, you know, kind of doctors. We don't call them doctors. We. Like, you know, it's not like, you know, they dressed in white like the typical Western doctor. Right. But those people who kind of learn some skills or techniques passed down from their, like, you know, their teachers, and who possess that kind of special skills. So like only very few people who knows how to do it. And for instance, like I had a stomach ache. Yeah. When I was little, right? And usually when you have a stomach ache, you go to the hospital. Yeah. Get some drugs. Take care of it. But when I go to that guy, those people who, you know, who can heal you without any drugs,
right? Natural, holistic.
They just, that person just like, you know, put me on the bed and they push my tummy stomach, push a couple of times, ask me some question. Where is the pain? Where is the pain? And I tell him where is the pain as he pressing my stomach, right? And then somehow he pushed some point. And the pain just go away.
Pressure points.
Yeah, it could be pressure point. It could be something that they know what caused the problem, and that's my point. Because, you know, I don't really I'm not against medicine,
Yeah.
but the problem is what medicine does is only patching the
wound.
Yeah.
patching the wound.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah,
fix
doesn't
the
heal.
root
Yeah,
problem.
right, right. No, not at all. Not
Yeah,
at all.
but the ancient
It's a
people,
very superficial
ancient
fix.
people such as Chinese,
Yeah.
knows how to deal with the root problem and fix it.
Yeah, because it would be better if we did have because I mean all medicine in general it just deals I can't give away that. Yeah, it just deals with it just deals with the it doesn't deal with the
symptoms.
root.
Yeah,
Doesn't-
Right,
symptoms.
symptoms.
Yeah.
doesn't deal with
What
the
caused it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
root cause.
you know.
Yeah, like for me, because if I take say I have a migraine headache, right? Am I a bad believer because I took a Tylenol? Or because so
I try to avoid them though.
Yeah.
I really do try to avoid them.
so it's like
but a bad believer
It
though.
is. It's
Or
kind
can
of
I
like
sleep it off?
It's
Can I
kind
pray
of
it
like the
away?
devil's bargain though, because it does affect your liver. In the
Ah.
long
Yeah,
run.
but the thing is, we're in our society we don't know enough about oils
Tylenol.
and which oils that you can use to relieve headaches and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Right.
Like
We
I
don't know.
Like I found out about even for my mouth, right?
Mhm.
Tooth is cranking. If there's a dentist listening to hear that wants to rock for a pillow to sponsor them, I would definitely take a free dentist. but
Colgate.
this peppermint, I was like, my mouth was hurting so bad, and I wanted to praise at BYA, and Pauline she was like this, Derek, just wipe some of this peppermint on your gum, and you won't have the pain. I grabbed that peppermint so quick, peppermint oil. I went in that bathroom. I was like, "Oh, come on, work!" Right? I put it on, and the pain went away
Instantly.
and I'm like this, man. If we went to the doctor, there ain't no doctor that's going to suggest you
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
put oil
of
in the
Big Pharma
United
did it
States.
like
Yeah.
that.
Mm-mm.
And that goes back, how Father create everything.
Yeah.
He create everything. He already provide some remedy naturally
Yeah.
for us to take and then heal us.
Yeah.
But we just don't have that knowledge and wisdom, understanding.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do not, and but that's so due to the rise of medical
Big Pharma.
Yeah, big pharma, medical marijuana, CBD, like the oil.
CBD oil.
Like when I talk to believers, the whole rhetoric is well, it comes from the earth, so it's natural, so why not?
But I'm okay with weed.
Oh, okay.
But I'm okay with weed as long as you
And they walk
don't
me
smoke
to-
it.
Huh?
As long as you don't smoke it.
Yeah, right.
That's
yeah.
it. I mean, if you make a sandwich out of it, go for it.
It's so yeah, it's like the look that Kitty gave us but
No, I was thinking about one of my old friends is starting like the next year when the legalization law goes into
Yeah,
effect, he's
passes.
starting a restaurant
of
where
course.
he makes it's like gourmet food though,
Out of weed.
but with weed butter.
Yeah, weed butter. Oh yeah.
So I was thinking you
That's
butter,
a
you
thing?
toast.
Yeah, you butter your toast. Yeah. Yeah, as long as you don't smoke it. Smoking I know is witchcraft. I don't know nothing about no eating it.
Right.
He made the herb. I forgot what scripture that is. It's Genesis something.
Genesis 2, yeah.
3:11 or 3:2.
Yeah, it's already Genesis 2:3. Wow, okay.
2:3.
Okay, okay, very good. So okay, couple more questions and then we're almost done. Do we so within the body, do you think we spiritualize mental health issues? And what I mean by that is
Pray about it.
okay,
You
so
have faith.
yeah, right. You got cause does having a fragile faith equal mental depression? Because if you're a strong believer in your faith and if you're walking this out right, then why would you be depressed?
Well,
Okay, I'm gonna say a controversial statement.
Okay. Before you say
Yeah.
my spiritual.
I mean, to the question.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, do we attribute mental illness to demons, unclean spirits and stuff like that? To throw that in there.
Oh, I would say yes.
Definitely.
And I would say, if you are going, and this is going to sound contradictory, but if you are going through a mental health thing, that is because you are not spiritual enough.
Interesting. You put it out there,
Right? You're not spiritual enough. And I would say the thing of James 5:16. Can you go to it, Brother
I'm
Bream?
definitely real, man. Let me see here.
Brother Bream and Sister Autumn, as you turn. Well, she's on that technology, and Brother Bream is to that original. That
yes, you know, scrolling over here. Scrolling, yes. James 5:16.
Yeah. What does it say?
It says, my friend, James 5:16. Therefore, openly acknowledge your sins to one another and pray for each other so that you may be healed. The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective.
Okay, so what did yours say? Read
Confess
that.
your faults one to another and pray one for another that you may be healed. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man avails much.
Right. So this echoes from Leviticus, that when you do go through something, that you go to the priest, and the priest, you tell them what's going on, and they tell you what you need to do to atone or to be back in right standing. So this idea of, when it comes to like the basics of walking it out, it's not always love to praise. It's not always praising. It's not always praying, but it's a level of truth that we must have with ourselves.
Yeah.
And that level of truth, that's a foundation of, I think, having a connection with the Father is so absent within the body because of that earlier question that you have of trying to do this perfect image. You know, so if we don't have that foundation of truth where we say, listen, this is what I'm going through. This is what I did wrong. This is what happened. This is if we can't be honest with ourselves, how can we heal? You know what I'm saying? So I think part of spirituality that's really left out is a spirit of truth. And it's like this: if you don't have that spirit of truth, if you're not unruly honest with yourself about yourself, you can't heal. You'll be stuck in the same place saying, oh my gosh, I can't understand why my car won't drive. I mean, I know the wheel is off, but it's not working. You know, so
Yeah, very true. Like you know, like for me, when it comes to like spiritualizing mental illness and mental health issues away, like, yes, prayer is amazing. Like, and when we did an episode about prayer, and like, you know, like it still blows my mind that we have this connection to just talk to the King of the universe. So prayer, like, I would definitely say that prayer should definitely be like implemented. You know, but as far as like you know, are there, you know, like demons that contribute to spiritual, to like mental health problems? For sure. Like, I think that, you know, like sin is definitely that gateway to a plethora of, like, you know, like depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, you know, suicidal thoughts. Like that's definitely connected to it. I think that, you know, that there should be a good balance. Like yes, what you said about confessing it?
Yeah.
Like, that is so huge, because if you just bottle it up, and like, we can't hide our sins from Yah anyway. So He already knows. Yeah. But like, it's another proactive step to say it to a believer. Yeah. Because now somebody's holding you accountable, and now you know you can do that check in. Yeah. And you can say, hey, okay, so you know, so how are you feeling today? And we, you know, it's crazy. Like, okay. Quick side question: when people ask us how are you, do we answer honestly, or like do we just like, oh, you know, good, I'm good?
Horrible.
Yeah, I mean,
like I'm not honest all the time with it.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Do you really want to know?
Well, let me sit down and let me get cozy. But like, go ahead. Will.
Oh no, I actually, you know, still want to, you know, kind of give my opinion on the first question, the previous question. It's like, you know, to me, I don't know, I might look at it differently. I think, you know, well, I personally don't think the demons like play a role in the people's mental health. Very interesting. They could, but most of the time I realize, you know, that's actually the person who have the mental health that caused the mental health problem. It's not anything else. So
it was more like self-inflicted.
Right. Okay. It's most of the time it's all about us. Like the demons, they can do nothing unless we give away to them. Wow. Then they can take advantage of it. But if we are strong enough of course, it takes spiritual, strength to deal with it, to deal with all those mental issues.
Right.
But it comes down to like the reason why the people have the mental health is because most likely is coming from the social, like societal pressure, right? And their expectation from the world, and then but then when they look at those things that cause them to focus on themselves.
Yeah.
And then they forget about what's most important thing, which is dealing with the Father.
Yeah.
And I think that's what causing the mental health. Of course, there's a lot of things contributing.
There's some variables in
to
there.
it, but it's like I think it's like it takes wisdom, understanding, and knowledge to help those people to deal with those issues. But it has to depend on the like prayers. Prayers like cannot give you the miracle, right? You pray, miracle might not happen. And matter of fact.
So are you saying, Will, I can't go to a mega church pastor and have him pray away my headache?
Well, I think it might possibly happen if Father will, right?
Oh, okay.
But I think
can't go to Joel Osteen and just.
But
get it. Go ahead.
I don't want to cut you off, but I don't want to cut you off.
Okay. So let me finish quick. So
Yeah.
So I think nowadays we all tend to look for miracles, but then the biggest miracle is the fact that we actually try to use our I wouldn't say strength, but the wisdom, understanding, and knowledge coming from the Father, which is His Word.
Yes.
To help us dealing with our life, rather than just waiting for the miracle that performed by God, because it's so easy. It's an easy miracle that we all try to find the easy way.
Yeah,
but then,
for sure.
But then the bigger miracle is that through our obedience we find a way to conquer our life issues.
Yes.
And that's I think a lot of people tends like looking for the easy way out, just praying for the miracles. Hopefully, God will perform a miracle. But
which I think is key.
It is, but maybe the Father is looking at you saying, "Okay, now I get it, but I want you to walk this out."
Yeah.
So take the focus away from just away from demon, away from God, but focus on yourself. Like, okay, what can I do? What is the problem? Where can I get
actionable items can I do like to be pragmatic, to be proactive about it?
Yeah, to conquer that overcome that issue.
Because you know what, like I wear. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You want to go? Go ahead.
I was gonna say there's a balance of like prayer and practicality. You're praying because you trust that the Most High doesn't want you in the situation and wants you to grow from it, and so it's like you're acknowledging Him that you want to get out of it, and so then there are things that you can do to actually move from that spot. Like Derek's been telling this story about this experience he had with like having hands laid on him for healing, and it reminds me of like reminds me so like the church culture I grew up in. It was like that's the kind of stuff. Like I know I had hands laid on for things like they've had altar calls for like depression or like low self-esteem or like lust or things like that.
And you know what?
So
can you fill me in? Because like I don't know like what a the revival is.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is a
I mean this could like it wasn't even really like a special event at the church I went to. Like this happened like even like I'm mainly thinking like the youth department.
Okay.
So like when I was in high school, and it's just like after the message and everything we pray, and so at my church we did altar calls, so you can come down and like pray a prayer of salvation. But then sometimes they would do like a special altar call. So they're like I just sense that we need to lay hands on people who are struggling with like I don't know like sexual addiction, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So then the kids go down there and line up, and so then the pastor like says maybe some encouraging words or like you know, there's something you've been dealing with, you want to get out of it, so we're just going to pray for you.
Yes.
And so then they'll go down the line and, like, lay hands. Some kids fall on the floor, some, like, are crying and stuff like that.
Now, is it a prerequisite to fall back?
No, but...
Because
yeah, no.
I don't know. Oh, okay.
Like, I didn't always. Like, sometimes I would try not to, and then I couldn't. Like, I would fall to my knees. Like, I couldn't.
Okay, that's interesting.
Okay,
fall.
wow.
Was somebody push you?
No. Like, it was just, like, a touch and a prayer. And, like, they walked away, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to fall this time. And then they walked away, and then it was just, like, I don't know how to describe it. It was, like there was no power left in my legs. Like, I fell to my knees.
Wow.
Okay.
But so yeah, it was like things like depression, low self-esteem. It was like, we're gonna lay hands and pray for you on this. But what I would have loved is, like, after all that, like, that's great. After that, it's like, okay, now here's, like, a youth leader or someone you can talk to about it, or something like that. Like, that would have just helped. But it was like, I thought that in that moment, all my problems were, like, evaporated or something like that. Just in that prayer, in that feeling.
Right.
But it wasn't. It was like, it was things I needed some instruction from there.
Yeah.
It's like, this is what you can go home and do. Change this about your life. See this,
That's
that,
right.
that, and you can actually move forward with it.
Yeah.
And that's actually the wisdom part that you seek out. You find the wisdom to help you gradually, you know, overcome that problem.
So basically, our medicine is Torah.
I would believe so.
And you know, like, can I say, like, you know, okay, so I had went to the doctor, and the doctor seemed, like, agitated that he couldn't find anything wrong with me. But he gave me a sheet because my family, they have a history of, like, high blood pressure, and so he gave me this paper, and, like, he may as well just have handed me Leviticus chapter 11, because like it was like, you know, like, don't eat pig, don't eat catfish, don't eat like pig intestines. So he basically just handed me that.
Exactly.
So, like, and to your point, Autumn, like, you know, we do need instruction, you know, to
exactly
to you know, like after we pray, like. Because, you know, I think we serve a very pragmatic God, and that He gives us commandments like to protect us. I mean, on a physical level, emotional level, mental level, spiritual level. Yeah. Right. Like Sabbath, for example. Like Sabbath, there's a whole like culture moving about self-care day. I think Shabbat is like one of the best self-care days, because you're connecting with your Creator. You're resting from everything. You're breaking away from the world, and so you're getting rejuvenated by your Creator, and then you're around like-minded believers. So you're taking care of you're taking care of yourself in a very like spiritual and natural way too. Okay, so. Okay, very good. So I want to ask this. So there was a guy, and we're almost done. Jared Wilson, and so he tweeted this tweet. This was September 9th. Jared Wilson was a mental health advocate. He was 30 years old, and he was a mega church pastor in like California. And so one of his last tweets were this, and I want to get you guys quick thoughts on this. Jared Wilson, loving Jesus doesn't always cure suicidal thoughts. Loving Jesus doesn't always cure depression. Loving Jesus doesn't always cure PTSD. Loving Jesus doesn't always cure anxiety. But that doesn't mean Jesus doesn't offer us companionship and comfort. He always does that.
Yeah.
So like do you all think that, do you all like agree, disagree, like is he making some good points?
I think.
Can I ask the group a question to that point? I have a hypothesis that the prophet Jeremiah was chronically depressed. And I think that let me Book of Lamentations, obviously. But like I want to say, I think that not every case, but the majority of cases of depression are situational. And you know, like we were talking about it earlier, what are environmental factors, the technology, your job, et cetera, et cetera. Jeremiah lived in an environment that was very depressing.
Yeah.
you know, his whole country was in shambles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
His
think
whole
they even
religion
call
was
him-
in shambles. And I want to quote a couple scriptures in reference to that.
Yeah.
The one I mentioned earlier, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning. By a sad countenance, the heart is made perfect.
Yeah.
And then there is a sorrow of the way of the world.
Yeah.
And then there's a sorrow of the way. I think it's what's the way worded? I think there's a godly sorrow. I think that's the way that's worded.
I gotta find.
Does everybody know which one what I'm talking
I know.
about?
I knew the first two.
Yeah.
I knew the first two. I didn't know that one.
There's a sorrow according to the way of the world that leads to death. And then there's a sorrow,
That
a
leads to
godly sorrow
repentance.
that leads to repentance.
Yeah. So yeah, 2 Corinthians
You know,
17.
and Jeremiah definitely had that. He had the godly sorrow that led to repentance. He was so sad for him and his people breaking the commandments, which led to the terrible situation that they were in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they even deem him the weeping prophet. Like he's always like you know like he's so yeah for sure.
Yeah, I think I would even add Elijah into that category.
That's
You know, I was
definitely.
like, I'm the last one left.
Yeah.
And I would say that I think that they, you know, to your point, I mean, I think they were depressed. You know, Elijah was running saying, I can't do this anymore. You know,
Yeah.
send somebody else. Like, you know, you know, it's like, I can't do this. So I think they petrified and depressed. But I think for me, I personally believe depression deals with you not dealing with what is in front of you, not making a choice.
Yeah.
You know, so for Elijah, he knew he had to do something, but he's like, you know, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. If you just do it,
Yeah.
because you're afraid of the outcome. You know what I'm saying? But if you just do it, I mean, it's like, has anybody ever got depressed over choosing their favorite flavor of ice cream? No. You know what I'm saying? you don't get depressed over that. You know, but when the situation is different and it's harder to make a choice, then it's like, well, what do I do? Or do you feel empowered enough to say, I'm going to live with the consequences of my actions and make a solid choice? And that's something that's not talked about.
Like if I can be even more transparent, like the decision I had to make between like, okay, I can either stay in the watchtower or venture off and into this brand new Yahshua, Yahweh, Torah, Hebrew Israelite lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like that was a very tough decision. Like me and my mom like both cried and shed tears together because because I knew that by cutting myself off kind of like how like Jewish people like, you know, when they come to Yahshua, there's a mock funeral for them. So I'm dead to the watchtower. It's essentially, you know, like there was a guy who came when I was at 12 Oaks Mall, you know, he was a witness and like I was invisible because you don't associate with those who break away. So that was a very like saddening like tough decision to make. But before but what got me through that was like man, like the one reason why I love scripture is because like the people in scripture are not perfect at all.
No.
And so like this whole thing about trying to be a perfect believer, like that is so maddening to even try to pursue that. Like if I can read really quick, because you brought up my guy. 1 Kings 19 verse 3. On seeing that he got up and fled for his life, he arrived in Beersheba in Yehuda. He left his slave there, but he himself went a day farther into the desert and until he came to a broom tree. He sat down under it and prayed for his own death. Enough, he said. Now, take my life. I'm no better than my ancestors. Now, I've never prayed for Riyah to take my own life, but I just love the vulnerability of a Elijah, of a David, of a even our Messiah. And you know, in the garden when he's praying, like he's sweating like drops of blood because he's so you know like
stressed.
Yeah, he's so distressed. And so I love like the vulnerability of the scripture.
And to the scripture, Kenny said, you know, some sorrow was for good, some sorrow was for bad, right? Yeah, find the scripture because I don't know off the top of my head. But there's this saying, there's this saying that I got. There's this saying that I got, and it. Wait.
1 second. So there's a saying that when the door is open, people come through.
Yeah. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
So there's this saying that I heard, and it says and this is it's actually from a TV show, but it's from Khalil Gibran, and it says, "Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. Your pain is breaking the shell that encloses your understanding. It is the physician within inside your six. Your pain is wait. Let me look it up really quick just to make sure so I don't mess it up again.
Oh, okay, for sure. Yes, and to your point, Kenny, King Solomon, which you know, Kenny.
That's also another book that I call it the most emo book.
I was just about to ask you that. Like the chapter kicks off.
Everything means
it's all vanity. So
or like the verse that says chasing of the wind or vapor.
It's a great word.
Of the wind.
Because that's actually that's a better version. Because that depressed me honestly. Like right. That made me give up for a long time. That made me give up for a long time, just to be very honest.
So your first impression reading that?
Because I had I already felt like that, and seriously, and
so
and I had this image of Christians as the Watchtower people.
Yeah.
Bingo.
And so when I read that, I was like, okay, this God is actually
he's real.
Normal.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, so did you got this final scripture?
Realistic.
Very, very realistic. Ecclesiastes 7 verse 2. Better to go to a house of mourning than go to a house of feasting, for all are destined to be mourned. The living should lay this to heart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, can I read the next one, please?
Yes.
Grief is better than laughter, for sadness can improve a person. That's very interesting.
There you go.
So with that, it's it goes to this quote by Khalil Gibran. It says, "Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. It is the bitter potion by which the physician within you heals your sick self. Therefore, trust the physician and drink his remedy in silence and tranquility." And it's the idea that we're not in Eden. There's a lot of stuff wrong in the world. So much Ecclesiastes was written. And and it's our pain is the thing that gets us back on track.
Wow.
It's if we embrace our pain, that's the Father's note. Okay, there's something wrong. Will's a programmer. It's there's something wrong with the program. It's not we're not living the life we're supposed to.
Yeah.
That pain is wrong. So we got to go back and we got to sit with it and go into details of our life, and more than just go to the front altar and pray. It's we got to sit down and say, what is going on, and seek help.
Yeah.
To figure out, I've already tried my best. I don't know what it is. Help me.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Excellent point, man. Okay, final point. The last question for the evening. So I sent a quick mental health quiz. I think it's 14 questions, something like that. 14 questions. Well, one. Okay, so we talked earlier, but did anybody get a chance to take?
Yeah, I took it.
You get a chance to take the quiz?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very good. Yeah. Okay, so how do you guys feel about your results from the quiz? Did you not really get the point?
I didn't get the point.
Okay.
Just give me a number.
Oh, okay. Okay. Very good. Okay, very good.
I guess it was if you don't know.
It was tough questions for me.
If you don't realize, I guess, what all mental health covers, if you're kind of new to mental health, it just kind of showed you what things would I can't think of the word I'm saying. What things would attribute to your health, I guess. What parts of your health are important.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it was very like they said you should take this like once a month because it'll change, and it was only based on like the past 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Like oh, but before I go to so you said the test was like the results were like not revelatory.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I just saw a number and I read like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was very basic.
Oh, okay. Did you get a chance to take it, Will?
I take a couple of questions, but then the busy work, carry me away.
Man, yes, man, yes. Modeling on the side for sure.
Definitely.
Did you get a chance to take it, Ken?
Yeah, I took it.
Okay. What did you think about it?
Yeah, like everybody else, I thought it was a little bit, it was lacking depth a little bit, but it could be useful, I was happy with my results.
What was your score, by the way? Did anybody remember?
I was like 55.
I thought it was like 55.
You got 55?
Yeah, I was 50 something.
I was
out of 7. It was out of
70. Yeah. I
felt cheated though. I was like, this. How did I get like so low? Like, I didn't get an A.
It was like it was. You could see
I gotta take it again.
You could see how they kept score. Like it was rated 1 through 5.
Still.
It was like, it was like on a scale of 1 to 5. How good do you feel? Yeah. And then you say 5. You scored a 5.
Yeah, but I didn't get an A.
I wanted
to win.
Yeah. So I got a 56 out of 70.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So I got 56 out of 70. And they said, so you indicated these statements were true some of the time, reflecting moderate strength you can work on. So I can work on, there was a question about, have you been feeling useful? Do you have energy to spare? I've been dealing with my problems well. I've been feeling close to other people. So those ones that they said I can work on personally, like for my own self. And I totally agree, like for sure. As far as like getting like energy, I am a quintessential night owl. I will stay up until like 1, 2, 3 in the morning. I will get like 6, 5 hours of sleep here and there. So yeah, so sleep for me. Yeah. So and you got like a 50. So you said like in the 50 ranges.
I got 53.
Oh, 53
out of 70.
Oh, okay, very good. 53 out of 70. Okay. Did you want the A plus?
I didn't care. I didn't care.
Okay, very good. Okay, very good. You guys, that was fantastic. You want to say something?
Oh yeah, so what I see is that for everybody listening, 5 out of 6 people on the Rock for a Pillow podcast has seen somebody. So 5 out of 6 people listening should see somebody too. Break this
down. This has been a Rock for a Pillow public service announcement.
And by the way, if you want to deal with some mental problems, go to Asia. Your problem might go away. Just a thought.
Yeah.
Anyway, so.
Yeah, oh, they're hilarious.
Just don't go to Japan.
Don't go to Japan. Go to China.
Dang, we just lost viewers.
Come back, Japanese listeners. And so I would like to end on like one last scripture, Revelation 21, verse number 4. So it says, "He will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There will no longer be any death, and there will no longer be any mourning, crying, or pain, because the old order has passed away." So, like, for anybody listening out there who's really struggling, who's having dark thoughts, who's having suicidal thoughts, who's like flirting with ways to do self-harm or anything like that, like I would totally encourage you guys to definitely pray about it, definitely seek help and reach out to others. I would say you can even email us too, like Facebook us, Instagram us, tweet us, reach out to us. We will be more than happy to see some words of encouragement, some scriptures as well. And this is what we can look forward to, and just know that any dark episode you're going through, whether you're feeling up or you're feeling down, it is all temporary. We are kingdom bound, and this was being articulated here in Revelation 21 verse 4, that's a true reality. So for anybody listening who needs to hear that, we love you guys. This has been Rock for a Pillow mental health episode. We did it. And until next
time.
Did you want to close out? Oh, okay, that's hilarious. Until next time, you guys, stay prayed up. Melissa's up. We love y'all. We love y'all. Shalom.
Shalom.